digest and go through. And right now, obviously, the legal teams are speaking with the board. They have to be comfortable as well to obviously sanction the fight. And we'll see how.
You know, I've signed up to every voluntary anti-doping testing there is under the sun. Throughout my whole career, I'm tested.
Right away, you know, especially if you tested before and after, like, there's a lot of
everything in it but the kitchen sink. But he refused point blank to sign up to the drug testing people's ARDA. Now, to me, that's very naughty, because we're meant to be in a high-profile fight. What's going out being all over the world, and he won't sign the drug testing.
Boxing voices are turning up the heat on Conor Benn ahead of his massive showdown with Ryan Garcia, with the biggest controversy surrounding the fight centered on drug testing. Benn has faced intense criticism over questions surrounding testing, while Eddie Hearn has also reportedly expressed skepticism about the explanations being offered.
It's something that you can get an exemption for. Sometimes athletes don't do that, forget to do it. It's over to him to deal with the relevant.
Lawyers, exemptions, testing requirements, and conflicting claims have created an atmosphere where fans are demanding one simple thing: transparency. Benn has insisted that he is clean, but critics argue that refusing or failing to participate in the testing they expect is exactly what has fueled.
But as I said, as far as I'm concerned, the fight is still going ahead. I'm a clean athlete, and we'll get to the bottom of this. I just want to thank everyone for their...
The suspicion. They say that if there is nothing to hide, the simplest way to silence the accusations would be to provide clear evidence through appropriate testing. Ryan Garcia has now entered the argument directly. He has made it clear that he wants answers and is not interested.
I don't know. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just specifically saying, if you guys don't admit some shit, you won't ever see this, bro. And guess what? It's gonna eat at you forever, because that iconic picture lives on forever. Whenever you talk shit, all I gotta do is post a picture of me over you. You gotta sit with that. So, buddy, either you start telling the truth, or you won't ever catch this fade again.
So it is personal with him now.
Oh, wait, I made that very clear.
In allowing the controversy to disappear behind excuses. From Garcia's perspective, a major fight should be about proving who is the better boxer, not dealing with unanswered questions about testing. John Fury has been even more aggressive in his assessment. He has accused Benn of using performance-enhancing drugs to gain an...
Leave it to them, make their own mind up. But what we're doing here is trying to enlighten people in the world today that it is illegal to use your steroids, and that's what he's doing to gain an edge while feels...
unfair advantage, turning the already heated buildup into an even bigger controversy. Fury's comments have added fuel to a debate that was already dominating the conversation around the fight. Derek Chisora has also brought up Benn's previous testing controversy, reminding fans that questions...
We're mean-spirited. You would say that was the battle of the PEDs, but we're not mean-spirited, so we won't make that observation. Where are you on this fight?
I mean, like Simon, listen to yourself. You just had to drop that in there.
I did.
I don't understand why you have to drop that there.
Because Ryan Garcia...
all these guys have...
Ryan Garcia...
Hold on.
So did Conor.
Hold on. They failed, they've changed, they came back, they've been drug tested 24/7, nothing in their system. You know, yeah, I mean, like, and you're still going on.
You want them, hang on, you can pack it in. You want people that have failed drug tests to be banned from sport, so don't you start.
But until they put a law in, if you get caught taking drugs,
so there's nothing wrong with me making the observation that I just made.
No, I mean, like, it's...
Don't get all moralistic, because you want people banned from sport if they fail PED.
Yeah, but
drug test.
Surrounding Benn's drug testing history have not simply vanished. The argument from Benn's critics is straightforward. If testing can settle the issue, then transparency should be the priority. Liam Smith has also questioned Benn's physical transformation and weight changes. Critics have pointed to the difference.
It shows off body transformation amid weight cut for Ryan Garcia fight. Yes, this is Conor Benn looking lean. Looking very lean, it has to be said, ahead of his fight next month with Ryan Garcia. His first fight at welterweight in over 4 years. Now, bear in mind, he fought Regis Prograis at 150 pounds, not welterweight. And he didn't look good in that fight. Didn't look good at all. He looked noticeably smaller, he looked noticeably leaner, he looked noticeably more lethargic in that fight against a very small chinny who had a body, may as well have been glass, Regis Prograis. And Benn didn't look good. And once again, his power was still...
between how Benn looked at lighter weights and how he has developed as he moved upward, arguing that his changing physique deserves closer scrutiny. However, Physical transformation alone does not prove wrongdoing. Fighters naturally change as they move between weight divisions, and the real issue remains whether the appropriate testing procedure.
Fight at 147. When I win the world title, I'll move on. But for me, yeah, I haven't made 147 for 4 years, so it's challenging. Don't get me wrong, it's really hard. You think I went up to 183 pounds for the Eubank fights, you know, so it's hard, but you know, we're getting it done.
Yeah. So after this fight, we'll be going up to 154 pounds then?
154, 160.
Procedures have been followed. That distinction has not stopped the debate from exploding. Ben is already talking about competing at multiple weight classes in the future, while critics argue that he should focus on proving himself against Garcia first. Instead of discussing future...
I don't know. It's a close one, right? No comment. Let's go, Jack. Ryan Garcia's the favorite, though. What you think? Going with Conor. You going with Conor? By knockout. By knockout? Going with Conor. What round? What round? Going with Conor. Yeah? 6 rounds. 6 rounds. Let's go.
Future championships and weight divisions. They believe Ben needs to settle the questions surrounding his current situation. Shannon Briggs has predicted a 6th-round knockout for Ben, but the testing controversy remains difficult to ignore. Other analysts have been far more
upstairs and downstairs, the left hook. So, you know, interesting fight. It ain't no far-gone conclusion, like I said, that Garcia just gonna walk through.
Confident in Garcia. Tim Bradley has pointed toward Garcia's speed, power, and overall boxing ability as major advantages. Bradley believes Garcia has the tools to overwhelm Ben if he performs at his best. The argument is that Garcia's resume and experience against the elite opposition give him an advantage that Ben still needs to establish
at 147 pounds, right?
Henry Garcia,
he's a champion.
Ryan's father, has also been outspoken. He has defended his son's ability and suggested that the best version of Ryan Garcia will be far too much for Ben to handle. Meanwhile, Ben continues to insist that he belongs among boxing's elite. That creates a fascinating contrast. One fighter is talking
I don't know because I'm his father, but this particular fight that's going to happen this weekend, it's going to be a complete change. You're going to see the Ryan that everybody knows, and I'm stating this as a fact. You're going to see the real Ryan. Trust me on that when I say.
For Ben, finding the right division could be critical. Moving too far or too quickly between weight classes can create its own problems, especially against a fighter as explosive as Garcia. Adrian Broner has been even more decisive, backing Garcia to win comfortably. In Broner's view, the talent difference could become obvious once the two fighters actually meet. Joe Rogan has previously highlighted the danger of Garcia's left hook, and that weapon could be one of the biggest problems Ben faces.
I'm one of the best in the world.
Garcia's speed means Ben cannot afford to make
All I
careless
do is focus on doing what I got to
especially
do.
against a puncher.
And that's why I am where I am, because I just focus on
Canelo
doing me.
Alvarez has also
Forget all the
leaned
noise, forget all the
toward
politics,
Garcia,
forget everything else.
further
Focus on
demonstrating
being the best
just
fighter
how
I
much
can be,
attention this match
and let my team handle the rest.
You know, speaking of
Jeff
you punching
Mayweather
people's
has
heads
offered a
in,
more balanced
you and
assessment
Ryan
by
got in it
suggesting the
on
fight
X
could
the other
be
day.
But
He said
even
he
an
lacks
evenly
heart
matched
and you're going to
prediction
make him quit.
cannot erase
You know,
controversy
That's not
surrounding Ben's
speculation. That's
Then there's
fact.
Carl Froch. Froch has been brutally critical of Ben's resume, questioning whether his victories have done enough to justify the level of attention surrounding him. Froch has argued that defeating an aging Chris Eubank Jr. would not automatically establish Ben as a genuine elite fighter. Add the unresolved testing controversy to that criticism, and Froch believes Ben has plenty to prove. Gareth A.
I think that Ryan Garcia is a better boxer, but if they get to a fight, which it might happen, I will pick Conor Benn. Because Conor Benn is not skilled. He's not that skilled, but he's a raw fighter. You know, he's just a raw fighter. He wants to get there. He wants to fight. So if they get to that, if they get to that fight,
You think he'd be better? Conor Benn obviously was made about the weight drain. You think he'd be better at 47 or going up to 54 to try and make
54,
that fight?
54. I think at 54. I think because at 47 he might.
Davies has also predicted that Garcia could stop Ben, pointing toward Garcia's power as a major factor. The physical demands of making weight could become another important element if Ben struggles to reach the agreed limit. There is also the possibility of Garcia looking beyond Ben toward a potential rematch with Devin Haney, which shows just how much attention is.
How does he do if he fights Conor Benn? Who wins that?
Ryan.
Ryan?
Easy.
Easy?
Why? Got more talent. That fight, the talent will show.
Is already being placed on Garcia's future. But none of those potential fights matter until Garcia and Benn settle their business. And that brings the focus back to the biggest question of fight week. Testing. The accusations are serious, but accusations are not proof. Benn's critics believe the controversy can only be settled through clear, credible, and properly administered testing.
It's one thing that's so like Ryan Garcia has this nasty left hook. It's the
kid's super fast.
Yeah, it's a crazy left hook. It's so goddamn good. It's so much better than most people's that everybody who fights him doesn't understand what he can do until he does it. He just whips.
Fast, powerful. Both.
Fast, powerful, distance management, angles that it comes from. It comes up, it comes around. It just hits you faster than you know it's supposed to get.
Until that happens, every statement from both camps will continue to be analyzed. John Fury has made his position clear. Chisora has reminded everyone of Benn's previous controversy. Froch has attacked his resume. Garcia has demanded answers. Other boxing figures have questioned his weight, preparation, and...
That's a good fight, right? I think it's gonna be a little more action, but it's just Yermonta is too good.
What do you think about the body shot?
That cares a lot, but you know, we are fighters. We need to get out with that.
And ability to compete at the highest level. Benn, meanwhile, has to block out all of that noise and concentrate on the one thing that can ultimately settle the sporting argument: what happens inside the ring. Because once the opening bell rings, excuses disappear. Garcia's speed will be tested against Benn's pressure. Benn's power will be tested against Garcia's chin.
Both guys can punch. I think Ryan's a little faster, and maybe might punch a little harder. I'm not sure, but so that makes it a pretty much an even fight. But like I said, Ryan Garcia, which Ryan is gonna show up on.
Their conditioning, tactics, timing, and composure will determine the result. The testing controversy may dominate the headlines now, but the fighters still have to perform. If Benn wins, the victory could silence many of his critics. If Garcia wins convincingly, the questions surrounding Benn will become even louder. Either way, the buildup has already transformed this fight into something far bigger than another boxing matchup. Now I want to hear from you. Does Ryan Garcia have too much speed and power for Conor Benn? Or can Benn shock the boxing world?
Conor Benn against Ryan Garcia, I think Conor Benn gets absolutely splattered. I've got to be honest, I don't think he's got a chance. He's not there yet, and I've said it before, and he gets the ump with me for saying it. But who's he beat? What's he done? Who's his biggest win?
Chris Eubank.
Yeah, but and who's the other kid he beat? Was it Algeria?
Yeah, but he was 43 on.
Eubank, you can't say that's a big win. This guy finished Eubank years ago.
And do you think the testing controversy will affect the fight itself? Drop your prediction in the comments, smash the like button, and subscribe for more boxing news, drama, and updates as this explosive showdown gets closer.